Alrighty, folks. Welcome on back to Stellaris. I honestly have no idea what we were doing. I do know that we should be in a... Yeah. We're in a federation with the Gulfurpi Corporate Alliance. We have no branch offices. Let's see here. Who else is allied together? These two are allied together. Also, this has never switched over to us. I still have no idea. I always forget to look it up. So yeah, I still have no idea what's going on there. But, we... Can I declare war? It does not allow us to declare war. Okay. Well, we could change that. That would annoy some of these guys, I think. Is it you guys that would annoy? No, actually. Okay. Yeah, see, here's the defensive wars. Really? Aren't you... Fanatic Xenophile. See... I embraced these guys, and it made us... Oh. Homogeneity. Pious minds think alike and have at least 25% of our populace be some form of spiritualist. Okay, so I think I need to promote this faction, which is going to cost us 2 influence per month. That is perfectly fine. And then the pacifists are the ones that I would like to suppress. Oh, jeez. That's another -1 for influence, which would bring us down to 1.89 gained per month. We do still have a little bit of expansion, but it's not much. So yeah, I think we're going to suppress the these guys. I'm also going to, because of that, I'm also going to change the pact there. So we'll be able to initiate wars. We are still waiting on ascension perks. To remind myself, and I need to write these down at some point, I wanted... Okay, we wanted... what was it? Mind over matter. Transcendence. Master Builders, Galactic Wonders, Arcology Project. That's 5. What were the other ones? Was it Evolution Mastery? And Engineered Evolution? Were those the ones that we were going for? No, I don't remember what those other 2 were. I think they were. Well, that would be nice. How much are we losing to commercial pacts? Nothing. We're not losing very much to commercial pacts at all, so this is kind of irrelevant. Alright, so... We don't necessarily need the Colossus project. Okay, I do believe we're going to go Evolutionary Master and Engineered Evolution. So let's take Engineered Evolution. All right. Technology to genetically modify our bodies and minds to endure the trials of an ever-changing environment. The next one... So what do we need here? Glandular acclimation, which we don't have yet. Okay. However, now in our species, we can choose us. There we are. These librarians. I actually need to apply the template to the other librarians. However, what I should be able to do is apply a template, or to create a template from here. Remove those guys. That gives us 1 point and 2 picks. I could do more leader lifespan. Or what else do we have? Leader cap, unity, army damage and worker output, pop growth and resettlement, engineering, physics, and society. Okay, we already have adaptive. We could go for... Seriously, I can't take out adaptive to put in extremely adaptive? So that makes me... What did we have? Sedentary? Okay, so let's put back in sedentary. Gives us 1 point with 2 picks. Oh, sorry, 1 pick with 2 points. Governing ethics attraction, that would be nice. Aggregation, we're doing good on food. We could do energy credits or minerals. Or trade value. Trade value gets us unity. So, somewhere around here, my audio cuts out. I'm not sure exactly where. I'm pretty sure that I'm good currently. I know that it was around the 7.5 minute mark, so we should be good. Yeah, I've been having issues ever since I got back with my Focusrite. And ironically, I think it's because I plugged it back into the wrong port when I reconnected my computer. Which is stupid. It should be able to be plugged into any USB port. However, it's been working now for almost 2 hours, whereas it's been doing weird things all morning, and it's taken me forever to record 3 episodes, this being the 3rd, where it decided to cut out in the middle. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to change the war philosophy from defensive wars to unrestricted. Currently, I was reading Liberation. This would only allow us to... We're not going to be claiming systems anyway. It's more of a... I want to be able to create either vassals or, I believe, for... I don't believe they're called vassals. I believe they're called subsidiaries. Anyway, we're going to go through everything real quick again and just make sure that everything is as it should be. The food policy, I'm going to leave it on nutritional plentitude because that's the one that gives us pop growth speed. I don't really mind that there's more upkeep. I want that growth speed. Same with the... Oh, this would explain a few things. So, we change here to mixed economy, which removes the negative penalty from alloys and removes the positive benefit to trade goods or to consumer goods. I may come back in at some point and change the trade policy to consumer goods. You'll see what I mean later if you pay attention to trade goods as we unpause. Parental controls or population controls, slavery, and purge are all good. I'm now actually going to go in here. We're going to remove slow breeders. I'm going to throw in thrifty, which will give us additional trade value from jobs. Since the majority of our trade is from jobs, that will be very useful. I wish, again, that I could take out adaptive and put in extremely adaptive, but we don't have the trait that allows us to remove beneficiary or beneficial traits yet. So we're going to get that added in. We're going to get everybody switched over to it. And I do mean everybody. So let's apply that template. 102 population is going to take us 24 months. So that's not bad. Now, what did we do next? We still haven't unpaused yet. I notice here that we're getting close to the job limit, so I'm going to build something. However, I haven't noticed yet that our amenities are negative. So we're going to end up building a, what's that place called? A gene clinic here. And we're going to end up upgrading it at some point as well. So yeah, it'll build amenities. It'll give us pop growth speed. It'll be great. I also decide not to throw in a district as of yet. Yeah, this is where I'm like, okay, well, let me go look. The only other one with negative amenities is the archive repository. And it doesn't have one at all. Now, this is taking 90 minerals into 100, and I didn't do the math. It's 5, 10, 15. So 100 divided by 15 is... I don't remember. Anyway, it's going to take away a couple jobs. For now, it's going to make some people unemployed. However, we should still be good eventually. For a little while, we're going to have some negative consumer goods, but that's okay. So we're going to replace that with the gene clinic, and now I make sure that they all have gene clinics or cytorevitalization chambers. Which ironically, the archives are the ones that didn't. I don't know why I never put one on the repository or the data archive, but I didn't. While we're in here, do I go with anything else? I don't remember. No, I don't. Okay. We also need to
construction completed.
Grab construction ships as we finally unpause. An asteroid has been partially hollowed out, and there's something familiar about the lines and curves etched into the rock. That's the beginning of a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Interesting event chain, which I do believe we're going to enjoy. So yeah, I'm just checking to see who's queued up to go where. Since we're going to have issues with our influence income, I need to be a little bit more picky and choosy about the sectors that I settle or that I take over. We are eventually going to take them all, it is true. I'm kind of trying to see if I put in another world, where would I want to put it? And all of that to try to get all of the trade over there by Caesar, Quam, Eurus, all that stuff. Grand total, we're making 245 trade. And the one system that everything is passing through has over 160 protection and only 150 trade coming through it. I was trying to see if it would show me the breakdown there of what we were doing, and it really didn't. So, back to letting things run. Oh, look. Another planet that supports a biosphere. Finally, a familiar shrine. Most of the asteroid has been laser chiseled with great precision into a likeness of a small librarian's temple or large shrine. A shrine to the Untold, the great destroyer deity of the old librarian faiths. The temple has been tumbling through the quiet of space for far longer than we have been capable of spaceflight, which is disturbing at best, terrifying at worst. Naturally, the science officer urges us to search for more stellar objects that match the characteristics of this space temple and has uploaded a list of likely candidates into the system. Yeah, we're going to go looking for this because
situation log has been updated.
Predates our space flight, and it's the gods that we used to worship. This is a spiritualist thing. I had to zoom all the way out to find them. They are over here. So let's grab our science ships. It takes me a minute to figure out that I just have to move there. I don't have to actually research anything until we get there. So we grab a science ship. Yeah, I check. So this is where I'm just like, okay, well, let's move in here and see what's going on. We grab the other science ship from Tibby and tell him to go up to ZPOC and survey the system. Okay, I'd done it with Control-Shift, which put it first. Now I'm going through and telling the both of them to just go there and do it. He'll fly through both systems. I'll be able to
situation log has been
to
updated.
Control-Shift, and here we can declare war so long as we all vote on it. All right, so From the Beyond has entered the Haman system, and its crew report a stellar object, not unlike the Shrine to the Untold, is orbiting the star. So let's get in here, and let's get that researched. Add that to the front of the queue, and let things go. It takes a minute.
System survey concluded.
It definitely takes a minute. Also, we're going to hang out over here for a minute and see what else is going on. Yeah, I cancel his automated. We also get a terraforming candidate. I was trying to read through there to see what technology we would need. I don't see one. It does add the terraforming candidate option.
Situation log has been updated.
However, I don't see anything. I don't find anything. There's nothing under the decisions is not clickable. Nothing's clickable. So, the Stormy Narret has entered the Pause system, and its crew report that a stellar object not unlike the Shrine of the Untold is orbiting the star. So, go research that for me, if you would, please. Excellent. We've got one left. Yeah, we're down to 3 consumer goods. And that's going to drop here in just a moment
The special
to
project
negative
has concluded.
36. Wow. All right, so deciphering the pictograms in the benefactress's shrine was a much smoother process than anticipated. All linguists involved describe the language quickly connecting or clicking in their minds despite its age and complexity. However, the writings are unlikely to make much sense until they are combined with the other writs associated with the rest of the quad something. I didn't quite get to the end before I clicked off it. I know I could go back, I could read the whole thing, but it's easier for me to just do it. So I'm checking strength here, trying to see when we would be able to go back and survey those. I also find out that the Gagassi Alliance have settled through a wormhole, or claimed through a wormhole. All right, so I didn't read the entirety of this one, and I'm not going to now. The text is a holographic script inlaid in the walls. They have issues unscrambling it, and the computers attempt to reconstitute the text from plain images. They attempted bombarding the liqueur with light of varying wavelengths and intensity with nothing. Let's see here. They were about to call the mission a failure, where as they were pacing along the edges of the circular space, they realized that discrete lines of cohesive text were momentarily forming before their eyes, melting away only to be replaced by new lines. Not long after, they had the ceiling, walls, and floor imaged in a spiral pattern. Text from other shrines should help us piece it all together. Now this guy, I'm putting the other one back on Auto Explore.
Situation log has been updated.
And then promptly telling it not to Auto Explore. So in here, we've got the last shrine. I'm going to add it first. And then I realized that we had another science ship that was coming in to do Tiboy. I'll have to go back and get those at some point, but the Auto Explorer will do it as well. Now, in Specialists, we do have 5 unemployed workers that all came from the artisan job. They're going to be demoting to worker here soon, and we do have 2 medical workers that are producing us some amenities and some growth speed. However, we still don't have enough amenities. So let's upgrade the building. Get us some more jobs. Should fix the amenity issue there. Here we're good. However, I'm also going to upgrade the building. And now we jitter our way back over to our side of the galaxy. And see what else we can get taken care of.
System survey concluded. The special project has concluded.
All right, so there's the last shrine. After days of activities that can be best termed as fiddling, we got the textile coated with a plastic polymer scroll, which gives us the complete doctrine of the gods. With a little bit of interpretation, it is clear that the people of the library were meant for great things, guided by strong hands of a religious leader. Our path is one to godhood, but our past is littered with prophecies unfulfilled and sin born of ignorance. Redemption is ephemeral. I can never pronounce that. I think it's supposed to be, let's see here, Ephemeral. So that's Muriel. I think it's supposed to be ephemeral. There we go. Ephemeral. Wow. I don't know why I didn't get that the first time. Anyway, we could suppress the findings, which would give us influence. We could monetize the findings. Come on. Monetize the findings, giving us energy credits. We could get society research, or we could shift the Empire's ethics more towards spiritualists. Now, we're already fanatic spiritualists, but shifting the Empire ethics and getting some unity is massive. So we're taking the unity and the ethics. The ethics shift.
Construction completed.
Also, a non-aggressive pact is broken here. And the Marauders decide to attack. So we're going to give them some food. We're going to give them 1,000 food. And just kind of say, go away. They're normally about 8k fleets, which is why I was checking my fleet. We don't have a very good one yet. I also looked up
System survey concluded.
how Federation
Research
presidents
concluded.
work.
System survey concluded.
And for me to take the presidency from our ally, I have to be stronger than him by over 25%. Now, here, I believe we're going to go with the civilian repliconplexes just for the extra bonus of being able to do consumer goods. Now, this is where I realize that we're negative on food and negative on consumer goods. And ironically, we're only going to get more negative on consumer goods as things go by. However, I am also going to build a civilian industries currently. It does change here soon, and I do believe it changes to an alloy foundry. Part of the reason that I was doing that was so that they would get their jobs back immediately, and I wouldn't have to worry about switching anything over. However, I also realize, well, here's where I remember that I can sell a whole bunch of stuff. And we can sell crystals, gases, stuff like that if we want to, into energy credits, and then we can buy whatever we need. So I'm not, while I would like to be positive across the board, I'm not terribly worried about being negative. Yeah, the Foundry of Kazul is still first in the galactic market. I need to
completed.
figure out how to make things better.
System survey concluded.
So, we're done expanding
Construction
down here for the
completed.
moment,
Research concluded.
just because we're not gaining everything as fast as I wanted to. Our other science ship is also done exploring currently. And we just got research station output, which increased our mineral and energy credit income by a little bit. I'm also going to go with advanced research complexes here, as they'll give us the option for more research, which is always useful. We have 8 months left on modifying the species. And once that is complete, then we should be able to start working on our society research again. All right, 3K void clouds are still blocking that black hole. We will eventually want that black hole, because I believe that's
Anomalous readings registered.
it's either the only or one of the onlys in our area. Anyway,
Anomalous readings registered.
we have an asteroid with controlled radiation bursts, as well as a asteroid that differs from its neighbors. Now, here is where I'm like, okay, we have 2 alloy megaforges here. I could move one over to the repository instead of the civilian industries. It already has one, so that would give it a grand total of 3. The nice thing is that the megaforges do not use consumer goods. They just straight up use minerals. So I think we're going to disassemble, because we're going to need amenities. So we're going to disassemble one of the alloy forges here and build it on the archive repository. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put in, what we have here, all of that stuff. We are currently negative on gases by 1.2, but that's because we added the cryo revitalization chamber. No, it is Cyto. So the Cyto revitalization chamber to both archives. It will eventually fix itself because I can build stuff. I don't believe we have any more within our borders, but I do have a couple more planets that we could settle. I actually have a lot more planets that we could settle. We'll have to see about that, since districts cost so much. What do you call it? We're also going to build our last city district here just to attempt to get to 89 jobs. I don't know if it's going to work or not, and we may need to start removing other districts on the library and putting it in everything else. So let's drop the civilian industries, which is, I believe, what we do here. Yep. And we are going to build an alloy foundry. Right? Yes. Okay. So we do have 2 unemployed, which means the other 2 went back into the workforce. However, we're still at massive amounts of negative food and massive amounts of negative consumer goods, which is fine. It's going to take us a little while for those to balance out. So let's see here. The stormy night. The scanner is, in fact, a gigantic ball of floating junk. Awesome. So it's going to give a alloy to this system way out here, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not terrible. Also, we get the last L-Gate insight, and we get access to the L-Gate tech. Now, I'm not planning on opening the L-Gates just yet, just because we can't do anything
Construction
about it.
completed.
So I'm not going to. Gravity Crush. Survey of the asteroid is temporarily halted as a probe is caught by an errant gravitational anomaly and crushed. We do get some physics research, and the scientist gets some other things. Also, we finished the, what do you call it? The template. So some of our species are still growing on the old librarian's template. And so we'll have to switch them over at some point, but any new civilians that are growing should grow on the new template once the old one is full. So I will eventually delete it. Until then, it's just going to sit there. It might also go away on its own. I also decided to disband this ship because we don't have the influence income to sustain it. Over here, we also are going to be needing influence here soon to expand once. And then it's going to take us something like 60 months. I hope you folks enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and checking out some of my other content. And as always, I will catch you folks in the next episode. Stay frosty out there.